What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. So recently, you guys have heard that Phantom, one of the AMP member, well, the rumor is allegedly he left the whole crew. Now, do I know if this is true or not? It's kind of vague, to be honest with you. You understand why? But if you want to go ahead and subscribe to this guy right here, his name is The Truth Is. Let me go ahead and remove my. There we go. That's his name right there. If you want to go ahead and follow him, The Truth Is. That's the guy that you guys want to look for. Anyways, let's get it.
Right now, AMP is one of the most popular streaming crews on the internet. The two most popular members of the crew have to be Kai Cenat and Fanum. Over the last few years, Kai has literally dominated the streaming space, becoming one of the most popular streamers in America. Fanum has also seen a rise in popularity as he's closely associated with Kai, being seen in plenty of his streams. They also stream together a part of the AMP collective. It seemed like Fanum and Kai were close friends, so that's why it really caught the internet off guard when it appeared Fanum either left AMP or got kicked out. Recently, Fanum made some posts that left many questions about how his relationship with AMP stands, with people claiming these tweets indicate he left the streaming crew. While I wasn't really concerned with that, what I was concerned with was Fanum seemingly claiming that AMP sold their soul and he wouldn't. Now, the internet is wondering, did Fanum just expose AMP for selling out? Hey guys, I hope.
Yeah, so the thing is, I haven't really been keeping up with the whole entire story when it comes to the Phantom situation. And so him saying that, you know, that Kai Cenat and them have sold their soul, is he wrong? If you've seen my last video, I pretty much talk about the fact that you don't get to give big celebrities interview unless you are compromised in one way or another. That's either selling your soul or they have a major dirt on you in the case that, well, you have no choice but to do certain type of things. And so again, you don't really get a lot of interview with big people. That's why Bobby Altoff, when she had an interview with like Drake and stuff, people automatically assume this girl is a straight up plant because she was having interview with like the top big celebrities out there, the rappers.
Get right into it. Over the last few years, the world has been seeing the rise of streamer culture. What was once seen as a nerdy gamer thing has now become the most popular form of content out. It's no longer just for people playing games on stream. It has become the new reality show, with IRL streamers being the hottest thing since fish grease. Leading that rise of popularizing streaming was DJ Academics. He was one of the first streamers in hip-hop who wasn't on Twitch strictly streaming games. People like Academics popularized streaming in hip-hop, which inspired the king of streaming today, Kai Cenat. If you have been on the internet recently, you definitely know who Kai is. You can't scroll on social media without seeing at least one of the viral clips from one of his streams. He is known for taking streaming to a whole new level.
See, he brought on people like John Cena, bro. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. You don't get access to people like John Cena. I've seen a lot of podcasts. I've seen a lot of really good podcasters out there. And some of them do not have access to people like John Cena, bro.
Taking it from the independent in your mother's basement content it started as, to this mainstream show that the biggest celebrities in Hollywood appear on. Kai Cenat started his streaming career in his mother's Bronx apartment, where his first guest was a rat that ran across the room when he was streaming, to now hosting streams with John Cena and Kevin Hart. That's truly a massive rise, and
that's a hella massive rise, bro. Holy crap. From having rats to living in a mansion and having an interview with huge celebrities? Oof.
Honestly, from one Bronx native to another, that was truly inspiring. Not so much hanging around sellouts like John Cena and Kevin Hart, as I don't mess with sellouts, but seeing his progression from where he started to where he made it to is truly impressive. Seeing Kai grow his platform by working hard and making it out was truly inspiring and a great thing to see. You can't take away the fact that he's a hard worker and has put in a lot of work to make it where he is. However, I know Kai has made it to a level that you can't make it to without selling out. And that's exactly what people...
Now, he's saying that I know, which I'm going to be like, you don't really know. There are some people out there who are genuine and they are really big and they haven't sold out. They are. They exist. We just don't know who they are. Because why? Every time some big person make it to the top, we always assume that this person is a sellout. Not all of them are sellouts. I'm gonna be honest. Not all of them are sellouts.
People are saying Phantom just said about Kai and the AMP crew. For those who don't know, AMP is a streaming collective that consists of several streamers. I am Davis, Duke Dennis, Phantom, Agent Double O, Chris Next Door, and of course, Kai Sanat. The AMP crew started to grow alongside the rise of Kai Sanat. One of the most popular members of the crew, other than Kai, is streamer Phantom. Fun fact, while researching this video, I found out that I went to the same school as Phantom in the Bronx. I'm a bit older than him, so I was in a higher grade. Recently, Phantom hasn't been seen on his stream, Kai's stream, or the AMP stream. This led people to start wondering what's going on, with some people thinking there might be issues between Phantom and AMP. This narrative was further pushed when Phantom seemed to have claimed he lost access to the AMP page, then made some cryptic post on social media that people believe was him exposing AMP. He posted the lyrics to a song that read, "They forgot all the stuff I did. I was feeding the team when I didn't have nothing. I took a risk and I done got all of us rich." On top of this post, he also posted this, "I find it funny. Everything will soon come to light. They should be thanking me. If y'all knew what I knew, y'all would understand. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything is always strategic from them. It's never natural anymore. Every move calculated. It's funny how you gotta watch these closest to you, but that's how it goes. They think they're actual gods. We know who God really is. Their God is money. Mine's is it." He then posted this, which is what made
Hey, if what he's saying is 100% true, man, I got mad respect for him for that, to be honest, bro. Because it's easy to get sucked into the life of luxury and stuff like that. Because it's dingling right in front of you. You know what I mean? And so when they give you that offer, bro, they be telling you all the type of stuff that you can have, all the interview that you can have, all the money that you can have. And somebody like Kai Center who came from a poor place, which we have just seen where there was a rat living with him, you don't want to go back to that lifestyle. I've lived the poor lifestyle. Trust me. I've lived it. I've seen it. I've gone days without eating. And I know for a fact that if I was given the chance to go back, I'd be like, I would hesitate. You know what I mean? I'll hesitate, but obviously, if the choice is either sell your soul to the devil or go back to being poor, obviously I'll say go back to being poor. But my point is, when you've seen that lifestyle, it's extremely hard to, wanting to go back there again.
made people the most concerned, stating, they sold, they mad I won't do it. Even though Phantom didn't specify who he was talking about, he did mention that it was people close that snaked them. People believe these comments were aimed at AMP and Kai Cenat, which if true, is some very serious allegations. In this post, if he were talking about Kai and AMP, he's painting them as a crew of sellouts, people who compromise themselves for fame, money, and success. This is one of the biggest problems with the industry.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Agent has because he's a Muslim, but I can be wrong. I could be completely wrong. But as a brother to brother, I'm gonna go ahead and give him benefit of a doubt and say he is one of those who have not sold out.
People are faced with the opportunity of crossing over to the next level and making more money. They usually take it without any consideration. They know that it might mean aligning themselves with people and principles they don't agree with. But we know most people would do anything for money. They want to be rich by any means possible. Hence is why Phantom said their god is money. Money is what makes them do what they do. On top of this, he revealed that everything with AMP is essentially staged, instead of being authentic. I honestly see this too, as streaming gets bigger and bigger. Kai is the perfect example of this. His streams have become over-the-top spectacles that are a complete turnaround from where he started. Kai is obviously getting opportunities that aren't available for just any streamer. He has definitely crossed over to the mainstream world. This is
Again, I'm not saying I agree with him, but at the same time, can we disagree? Because he's making it sound like Kai Cenat has definitely done it. And Kai could be playing into it. Like I said, some people have made it there, not made it like to sell the soul, but they've become extremely so massive that people just assume that they've sold the soul. And so they just play into it because they can't beat the allegation. So again, unless I start seeing like devil signs and Kai Cenat throwing like 666 and doing the Illuminati sign and just doing all of these things, I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to be on the edge because I'm not sure.
obvious. Kai is signed to United Talent Agency. For those who don't know, UTA represents some of the biggest stars in Hollywood. Some of the actors a part of UTA are Johnny Depp, Angelina Jolie, Seth Rogen, Harrison Ford, Olsen Wilson, Channing Tatum, and many, many more. There is no way Kai is signed to this massive talent agency if he hasn't been compromised. The fact that he has access to all these celebrities should tell you all you need to know. Honestly, I have nothing against Kai as a person. He comes off as genuinely humble, but I can see from a mile away that he's sold out and is being used by the higher-ups. He wouldn't have been embraced by mainstream or be all over these commercials. This is why most people think Fantum was referring to Kai and AMP when he said they sold out, especially since he said you have to watch those closest to you, indicating that he was referring to someone close to them. He also claimed that their god is money. Now, for some reason, Kai and the AMP members have played around with the idea of selling their souls on more than one occasion. In this old video of Kai that I've shown before, we can see Kai joke around about signing a deal and selling his soul.
If you know what I'm going for, you know what I'm going for. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to sign that deal. I want to sign a deal. Sell my soul. Sell my soul.
Like I always say, people tend to hide the truth in comedy more often than not. In this stream, we see another instance of joking around with the idea of selling your soul. In the stream, Duke Dennis claimed Kai Cenat sold his soul.
Tell him how this nigga like sold his soul. This nigga like sold his soul and shit. Like, nigga, you really need to dig deep. And I'm telling him, like.
Again, while this could be seen as a joke, it could again just be hiding the truth in comedy. We know that all those who sell out love hiding the truth in plain sight, and this is exactly what this seems like. People also point to the AMP freestyle they did, where one of the members raps about seeing their friends sell their souls for riches.
I done see my own man sell his soul for some diamonds and some gold, man, this shit no, but I'll be lying if I'm saying it's not tempting.
Now, seeing where Kai is at, it's not hard to see he's the one that they're referring to selling his soul. Now, I know some people are gonna say that just because he became so popular doesn't mean he sold his soul. They're gonna say that he just worked hard to get there. But like I said, I do agree that Kai worked hard to get where he is. Most people who are famous do. But there's a level you can't reach unless you sell out and agree to be used by the playmakers. Kai Cenat is definitely being used by the playmakers. Doing a T-Mobile commercial is him advertising for the playmakers, pushing their product.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's becoming harder and harder to defend Kai Cenat, bro. On God, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, bro. Like, he is in places that the only way to get there is by somehow, some way, compromising yourself. I'm just gonna say it, bro. I'm just gonna say it. It's becoming harder and harder to defend Kai Cenat.
Even if Fantum wasn't referring to Kai Cenat and AMP, I still think they sold their souls. Now, after the internet went crazy, Kai Cenat actually responded to the claims that Fantum was kicked by saying that it's all cap, calling out people for believing this, stating all of this on his live stream.
How the f*** get bamboozled into thinking Fantum left AMP? Name taken. Thanks for the 100 gifted. Appreciate it. Name taken. Thanks for the 100 gifted. Bro, thanks for the 100. 100. Hold on. This is going on right now. Hold on. Appreciate everybody. Chat, let me go ahead and say something, gang. Everybody who fell for Fantum leaving AMP, I'm not gonna lie, that just goes to show how much I actually watch AMP. No cap. We all know around this time or once out of the year, Fantum has to leave the US to take care of his pollen and stuff like that. You feel me? And that, him doing that, just led into like a whole bunch of, y'all gotta understand, you being on X and you looking at captions and looking at a video that's clipped out of context, bro, you can't always believe that, especially on X. That's where it stems from, especially on X. Did you hear Fantum out his mouth say, I'm out? Did you hear any of us say something like that? No.
According to Kai, Fantum wasn't kicked and he's out of the country. He then tells people to stop falling for fake narratives essentially. The only problem is he doesn't seem to address Fantum claiming they sold their soul, or why he even said any of this, or clarify what or who Fantum was talking about. Fantum clearly made it seem he had issues with his own crew and said they would do anything for money. Honestly, who else could he be referring to? The fact that Kai didn't address this head on is telling. It's like he was avoiding addressing it directly. Now, we also have to take into consideration that Fantum himself hasn't addressed any of this after his post went viral. Realistically, this could have all been taken out of context or just been a publicity stunt. Regardless, it doesn't change my mind that Kai Cenat definitely sold out to make it where he is today. Sadly, It's the same move that most people do in that position. Kai being signed to United Talent Agency that deals with the biggest names in Hollywood already tells you all you need to know. This is the opposite of being independent. He's the definition of a mainstream celebrity. It's the only reason he's able to have made it to that level. You have to understand that there's a machine behind all of this. If the machine don't push that button on you, you're never gonna make it to the level Kai made it to. We can see he's sold out by the things he promotes as well. Kai's stream pushes the same values Hollywood pushes. It's because Kai is hot.
Yeah, I've also seen a recent video lately of Kai having like a bunch of girls over shaking their butt and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. You got a lot of kids watching your Twitch, Kai. You should be very careful on what you put out there because kids are they copy exactly what they see their favorite person doing.
Hollywood. Realistically, none of these streamers are pushing anything positive. I was considering making a video exposing the truth about these big streamers. If that's something you would like to see, comment expose the streamers below. These people are a part of the matrix, not against it. You have to unplug from the mainstream matrix and free yourself from their grip. In order to do that, you have to change the way you live your life. Most Americans eat what the system feeds them, drinks what the system feeds them, and watches TV program that the system feeds them.
Fact, because you got foreigners out there who are literally saying that Americans are living in a bubble. You won't understand that until you leave the country.
The system creates their identity and limits who they can be. People don't spend time learning about God or learning themselves anymore. They learn what the machine wants them to learn. They don't consume healthy foods and they don't learn about the right things. This is what's needed to unplug yourself from the matrix. Learn what they know, eat the opposite of what they put in front of you, and always align yourself with God, following his moral path, and never sell out. None of these streamers are pushing anything positive, sadly. They're all a part of the machine. Well, I'm gonna end this one here.
So yeah, that's literally what I say to myself, man, and to everybody else out there. Be careful who you follow on the internet because people can easily be compromised and swayed from the truth. That's just how things are nowadays, man. But I'm gonna leave it right there. If you made it this far, please don't forget to like and subscribe, bro. I'll catch you guys up later.